Paragraph 14, casualty loss. So this is important here in this area. It's important really in Texas in general, because we're all susceptible to different kinds of disasters and things like that can happen here in our state, whether it's a tornado, whether it's a hurricane, or, you know, we're in 2020, it could be an earthquake now.
It could be anything.
So, I mean, it could be any of those things. And what this does is it's a protection in the contract that in the event that some kind of natural disaster does happen, it gives the seller and the buyer both protection. It gives the seller the protection that if it's something that they can fix within a certain amount of days, 15 days, and they're able to put the house back into as-is condition, they can still go ahead and all the parties can close on the house. If the seller cannot get that done in 15 days, the contract would automatically be terminated unless both sides agreed to extend the contract out further in a separate addendum. But this one right here just covers you so that you have the ability to get that taken care of. Now, one thing that it does address in this paragraph right here is funds from an insurance company. So if the buyer wants to go ahead and close on the property and the property hasn't been finished, but there's going to be insurance money coming,
like a roof claim,
or something like that, it does allow for that money to be assigned to the new buyer. However, just because it allows it in the contract doesn't mean that the insurance company will allow that. So you've got to be very clear on if that can be done by an insurance company. Best practice, it's not a good thing to do to close on a property unless you've got the check in the hand that they're going to actually pay you for that, or better case, the repairs have already been done.
Because when the insurance company sends the check, who's it made out to?
It's usually made out to the buyer, or it's made out to the roofing company.
It's made out to the seller.
The seller,
and
yes.
the seller's lender.
Correct, the seller and the seller's lender, exactly.
And so the seller usually has to send it to the lender to get it signed. The lender sends it back, so it's not a quick process.
No, it's not a quick process, and sometimes they will send the check directly to the vendor, who will be doing that. So in cases like that, I'd be a little more comfortable with that happening because you know that the vendor is going to actually do it, as long as, like we talked about earlier, it's a reputable vendor who has a proven track record.
Yeah, in order for insurance companies to send it, they have to be a vendor that the state approves.
Correct.